So we're back at Work Racing. Once again, a huge privilege for us to be invited by Boenie to have captured this bull. Not from the full-on beginning stages, we will include the full-on beginning stages, but to see the progress of the bull has just been absolutely amazing. So Shamil and myself also took some time off, because I mean that's how important this is for us. Boenie himself took time off so that we can now finally get you guys the update on what happened. So
yeah, thanks for having me again, guys.
Sure.
Always a pleasure doing business with you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a few updates that we've done on the car over the last couple of months. As you can see in the background here. Okay, that now required to zoom there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did quite a few finishing touches, I will almost say, or can I say, progress on the car. As it is now, the car is actually running. It starts. It still requires a dyno tune time, but we got it. Like I said, we got it to the point where it actually cranks, it starts, it idles, it revs up. I can possibly drive it around the block, which I'm planning to do probably still in this week. But for most of the stuff is done on the car, the main stuff. So we got the turbo hooked up. We got the manifold, turbo manifolds done. The boost pipes are all done. The exhaust system. Then we also got the management hooked up, obviously. We got the FuelTech management system with the wideband nano, which is the wideband nano. It's another word for the AFR gauge setup, which is also a FuelTech unit. Yeah, so my tuner, who I'll give later special thanks to, he sorted us out. It was the first time he did a FuelTech install, so it took him a bit of a while, longer than we expected, but he persevered. He got there. There was a couple of hiccups along the way, as it was his first time hooking up this type of system. I mean, there's a lot of wires, a lot of wiring that goes into it. So yeah, he had one or two hiccups. He got the car cranking, then one or two fuse popped here and there, but eventually they ironed it out over time. I didn't put them under too much pressure, because for the most part I can say he sponsored the management install, which took them a couple of weeks, I'll say. Look, as with anything, the first time you do it, there's always a bit of teething issues. Likewise, we also had a bit of teething issues once we actually got the car running, and for that reason they actually never couldn't tune the car, because we needed to iron out our gremlins, so to say. So that's why the car's back here. The car's demanding a bit of time from me again, to iron out those glitches, and once we iron out all the glitches, then the car goes back for its tune. We're going to tune the car on pump fuel, as I mentioned previously, and see what we can actually get out of a stock K20 motor. I'm hoping for some nice numbers. Not the most, just nice enough for me to have enough fun and test the all-wheel drive system and see what it's all about, and make sure the car goes straight and doesn't do its own thing, which is going to require time. So as far as getting to the racetrack is concerned, it will probably still be a while, a good couple of months, I would even say, because obviously our work takes priority over our toys.
And still a lot of R&D involved.
And still a bit of, we'll still definitely have a bit of teething issues, but once we're there, we'll definitely notify you guys, and and everyone who's interested in following the build, we'll keep you guys in the loop as we are going along. Yeah.
But I mean, for anyone that's like new, don't you just want to run us through the system, like specs wise, the motor, for example, the branches that you're running, how you made it all-wheel drive, so that everyone can be brought up to speed as well?
Okay, so I don't know if we spoke about it much in the previous videos, but our system, the motor that we have in the car, It's a stock standard K20 Z4, which comes from the Honda Civic FN2 Type R. It's a stock motor from one of those, which I actually got from a client of mine also. We did a K24 build for him in his FN2 Type R, which he took back up to Joburg with him. And I bought the block off him for like a very good deal. And that went in. Then the cylinder head was a unit I had also in stock, so to say. We slapped that on. Then the turbo manifold, it's an imported unit, which was obviously a straight bolt and it required no editing or cutting or pasting or welding or nothing. Went straight on. Fitted nice in the bay was a bit of a concern for us, because we weren't sure if it was going to be able to fit in the EF chassis. But it worked straight, as you can see probably here in the background. Then the car went away for the exhaust system and the boost pipes. And the guy who did the job for me he executed exactly what we wanted. Size, piping to spec, which we requested. He got it all right for us. The only thing we still need to do is we might take we definitely are going to probably take the exhaust system out of the bonnet, which I'm looking forward to. Making a bit of pops and bangs coming out of the bonnet there. Yeah, so that's also in the pipeline. But as far as what we all done, yeah. So when the car was here, we did like I mentioned, the engine is a stock K20 Z4 from a Type R. Then we have a Honda CRV 2011 all-wheel drive gearbox, which is a 5-speed, with its original transfer case, which is the gear that actually turns the prop shaft at the back. At the back we have a Honda shuttle, or what they call a Honda Wago van. As far as we know, there was only one in the country, which I think we previously mentioned. We got it out of a car that was laying in Paternoster, which is Saldanha Bay's side. We got the car for a very good deal, and then I just pulled the parts all out of it, and yeah, and we made it work in the CRX. So that's the all-wheel drive system. So there's the Wago van diff in at the back. There's the side shafts. We had to fabricate the rear trailing arms from the wagon to work in the CRX. Yeah, so there was a lot of fabrication where the all-wheel drive system is concerned. Then back to the front again, we got a U-Flow intercooler, which was the most convenient one to work with a intake manifold that faces to the side and not the center feed. It was a bit tough getting one, but we found one eventually. So we got that in, and we got bigger throttle body, aftermarket intake, and obviously the Precision 62 turbo. Yeah, I think that makes up the most of the grocery list, and obviously what's controlling it is the FuelTech management system.
And I mean, that was, like you say, the FuelTech was also a very, very new experience for you overall. So I'm pretty sure you used to like dictators, Spetronics and so on. So
yeah, we got a lot of...
This was a jump.
Yeah, most of our experiences with Spetronics and mainly unit chip, which we fit to most of the cars, most of our clients' cars, and obviously on data. But on data is a much more straightforward type of plug-in tune type of thing. Whereas the FuelTech, yeah, was a whole different deck of cards for us to operate. Very cool unit. I would say it's nearly state of the art. Becoming very big globally. Very big in the States where drags is concerned. And yeah, it's I actually like it a lot because it has a heap of features compared to your more local type of units. The local units are good, but a bit limited. The local unit does the job, to get you moving around, I would say. But when it comes to drag racing, you want something that is a bit more, that can give you more feedback, man. So whatever you're doing, the car, you can log it, it can record whatever the car is doing in terms of speed, whether your wheel spinning on one wheel or on the other one. It can give you all that data, man. So once you can have all that data, after one run, you'll know all the adjustments you need to do, either as a driver or on the management system settings, and in that way you'll actually be able to go faster in a shorter space of time. So that's the advantage and why we actually invested in buying a unit like this.
Perfect. But I mean, look, it's safe to say that everything in this build, naturally it cost a lot of money, so everything was calculated and tailored to how you wanted. And I mean, like you say, you went with a K20 instead of a K24, although judging by what I know about you, your preference actually leans towards the K24. So why is it in this regard? Yes, you said you got it from a friend, but is it something that you planned beforehand? You want to go with a K20 route instead of a K24?
Yeah, so the reason why I went K20, and for that matter, it's a bone stock engine. It has about 180,000 kilometers on.
Stock block.
Stock block, yeah.
Stock block.
Stock block. So the reason for us doing that, going with a stock factory motor, is because of the reliability factor. And so it's just like an initial stage of this car's life, let's say, because we knew we were gonna have a lot of other teething issues, man. So we just eliminated building an engine with too many variables to deal with, and we just deal with the drivetrain and getting the car propelling properly first. So once we have all of that ironed out, then we look at piling on the power, and which makes sense in a sense of not letting the car have any real downtime or any issues with the engine is concerned. Because we know, I mean, it's not easy to beat any manufacturer's reliability. Stuff was designed to go hundreds of thousands of kilometers, you know. Here and there you have a car doing 1 million Ks even.
Yeah.
So that's why we went that route, yeah.
That's epic. But I mean, like you say, this is still going to be your daily also. At the end of the day, you want to do like nice little drives, but the
sounds crazy, no?
it does. But I mean, look, based on how you set it up, it's achievable. It's definitely achievable. And I mean,
yeah, for now, so for now we don't overpower. That's exactly why we went with the stock motor. And we're not looking for too much boost. We're looking more for the car to be streetable, roadworthy, legal. So if we do pull the car out and I want to go to the shop, there's no issue. There's not too much power. It's easy to manage on the pedals and easy to commute with, man. Not that I will drive it every day, but if I need to go fetch parts, for example, let's say I need to go to Honda Cape Town, for example. I want to feel like I have the option of actually jumping in the car and taking a drive with it, just for driving sake and sitting in the car and just enjoying what we managed to put together over the past year or two.
I like your previous record-setting build, which went more towards the race spec of things.
Yeah. So that car started out also in the same lifestyle. It wasn't a car like this. That was more a car like it was originally a street car. We just put a bigger engine in with a lot more power, which made it still kind of streetable. The issues came when I decided I wanted to go really fast and test this thing and see where it could go. Then we forgot the whole street idea. We wanted to just do, let's see what this thing can do, you know. And that was, so I think this car is probably going to run that same lifestyle over time. I'll try and procrastinate it, but it's probably going to end up there. You know, in reality, I'm not gonna dodge the fact that it will eventually go there.
Yeah,
but there's no race for it.
There's
no race for me in a sense of getting there. Like I feel an urgency to get there because I need to do this thing, or you know. For me, it's more about the project, completing the project as a car, and seeing the actual product on the road, driving and just moving. You know, that will be a big sense of accomplishment for us here. Yeah.
For South Africa, I must mention. It's the
Yeah.
first that I at least know of as well.
It's the first all-wheel drive K series CRX. I think it might even be the first all-wheel drive CRX,
Mm.
apart from being a K swap. Yeah. So there is a bit of
demand.
now there's a bit of problem solving that we had, and we're still going through. Because there's no one really that we can go to and ask. There's only one other K swap CRX all-wheel drive that I know, that I personally know of in the world, that is active and racing at the moment, and that's in the States. That's the only one. I haven't seen any on any other social platform another K swap all-wheel drive CRX anywhere else. And I mean, it is a type of thing I think that does catch a bit of attention. Not that we built it for that. I am a CRX EF guy. I've always been where racing is concerned. It's always been my tool of preference. And yeah, that is how I actually ended up still. My previous one is a CRX. Yeah. I'm still with the CRX.
Continuing on, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this one we're excited to see how the records that you're gonna set for number one. I already know what's coming.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Saldana's waiting.
Look, it might take a long time. We don't know also what else is out there, but I mean, if there is records to chase and it's within grasp and it's not going to demand too much from us, we'll push where we're comfortable going.
So, Boenie, we see there's something outstanding in the background. We haven't actually touched on that so far. The main focus was the blue pearl, but I mean, you know, in the Matrix you get another option. So, what is the spice in this one?
Yeah, so the other one, you know, you get the blue pearl, and then you get the other pearl, the red pearl. Yeah, so we did another car. A good friend of mine studied with me, buddies for years now. We did something special for him as well. It might be also a one of one in the country. For very far and wide, I think it could be a one of one. We put him together also a K swap, also a CRX. We're both CRX fans, big fans of CRXs. And we did a K swap for him also, with some special spice. Not your everyday type of thing also. It's something we took off that was custom made from a company in the UK for a FN2. That is a Rotarex TTS supercharger kit. And they custom made those kits. They actually refined those kits for the Honda FN2 Type R to work in the engine bay, and we made that kit work in the CRX, which was a copious amount of work we had to put in, but we got it running. It's actually driving at the moment, and yeah, it will be on the road like very soon. I think maybe this week or next week we'll be driving and doing some tuning on it.
And that's also a first for you.
It's a first for me, yes, and
it's very unheard of, even overseas.
Yeah, no, you don't. This is the only one probably in the world with a TTS Rotarex kit on. The C39 kit. And it took us, like I said, it took us quite a while, but there was no rush. I just promised my buddy that it would take a while to do it, and he was fine with it. He said as long as our cars start up more or less within the same time, then he's fine. And we actually did it. Both cars started up within a week of each other. That's after 2 years of putting these two cars together. But we came there, we got there, and yeah.
But is that one also being built for race spec, or same basically?
No, we chose more the same route, man. So we'll enjoy the cars in the street. You know, we want to have that option of having the car as an option of driving, like I mentioned earlier. And you know, the luxury of knowing if you feel like doing a nice spirited driving, getting the heart pumping a bit, You know you can jump in.
Yeah.
You know you got a toy that you can jump in and get your adrenaline pumping. So we built it under the same idea.
But still gonna remain front wheel drive.
He's staying front wheel drive, yeah. I know we don't have any plans of making it all wheel drive, but I think maybe there's always that possibility, you know. And there is more information coming out now on making Hondas all wheel drive. It's not really available. You actually need to go and research it and do your own R&D and do your own homework and use your own initiative.
You actually get kits for it now, whereas with yours you actually had to do.
We had to fabricate. We actually had to fabricate most of the parts to make the all-wheel drive system fit in the back. But yeah, so now there are kits readily available, as you mentioned, and it makes it much more simpler. More simpler. So there'll be, I mean, if we were to do the next one, the downtime would probably be very minimal compared to what we had to do on this one, on the blue car.
And then, I mean, if, let's say, for example, you were to get a client in, it's something that you now have comfortability with also setting up for the client.
Yeah, look, if you have experience of it and you have the knowledge of it and you have a good understanding of, like, as with most mechanical, so let's say swaps or mechanical stuff for that matter, you're always confident going into it the second time, you know. You cut it.
But I mean, that's pretty unique with you as well. Like with the H22, you did all the testing on your own build, and then you could say, you know what, I can now comfortably do this for the next person as well. And I think the same applies now here with the blue pill. All the R&D, all the testing, so that if someone were to want to run a setup like that, you can comfortably say, you know what, it can be done. And the same now with the supercharger also. Luckily, it's a close friend of yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We were cool with it, from the get-go.
Yeah,
we had the understanding of what we're going to do, so everything was far away. But a kit like this, you won't easily get. I think you do get quite a few different K supercharger kits that would be more chassis friendly for the CRX, but the CRX is like, the base very tiny, man. So I think whatever you're going to buy aftermarket, you probably have to edit a bit here, edit a bit there, cut and paste, and make it work. You have to be out of the box. You can't. I don't think there's any kits that you can get that can just fall into place, so to say.
But I must say, it sits very nice, man.
Yeah, it took us a while. We had that engine out 3-4 times. We even took that kit, the imported original swap kit. We took it the first time we dropped the engine in. We tried to put the supercharger in. It wasn't going to work. So we took the engine out again and we took that imported mount kit. I took it away and I had it edited so we could shift the engine a little bit so we could afford to put the supercharger kit where it is. So it was crazy. We had to be out of the box also with that one. A lot of fabrication. It looks like it's simple, but it took a bit of time. But I mean, if we were to do it again, it wouldn't be too tough. I mean, walk the walk, you know what I mean? The car does start, it can drive, I can go around the block. It's in the exact same position as the blue car. And it just basically needs also to go to the dyno.
Are we excited for that part as well?
Yeah, it'll make some nice power also. Nice. We took it out of, let's say the stock K20 motor is capable of about 300 kilowatts plus.
In stock configuration. And that's kilowatts. What's converted to horsepower? That's like 400, almost 500?
Over 400,
Yeah.
Over 400.
Yeah, the people overseas, they like horsepower, they like kilowatts. But I mean, so Boenie, is it cool if we tag along and if you invite everyone else to actually join us for the dyno session?
Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem.
We film it, they get to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't. There shouldn't be a problem. I'll speak to my tuner.
Cool.
And if he is, which likely he'll be up for it, then we can do that. No sweat.
But lately you've also been becoming a little bit more comfortable with tuning yourself as well.
Yeah.
I see you playing.
Oh, you saw the pictures, videos. Yeah, so I've been tuning the FN2s, the Type Rs, EP3s, all on the K Pro, Flash Pro. I've been tuning them for a couple of years now. Road tuning mostly. But this year I took the leap and started doing it on the dyno myself.
Mm.
Previously, my tuner used to ride the car. I used to do all the adjustments and whatever. And then eventually he asked me, "Don't I want to do it?" And I was like, "No, but I don't want to do it."
It's nervous.
Yeah, it feels a bit freaky on that road.
Yeah. Mr. Booney, once again, we want to say a huge thank you to you for allowing us to document this build once again, for also taking the time off yourself for us to come through, pull through, and just explain everything. It's unfortunate we couldn't be there for every single step along the way, but I mean, hearing it from your perspective, it does make us feel like we were there, and I hope the viewers feel that way as well. Like we mentioned, the next step is of course some dyno. We're going to sort out some teething, and we're going to hit the dyno, see what power the car makes. And then on top of that, we're also going to be following you along when you go on to the racetracks to give everyone that full experience. They can grow with the car as you grow with the car as well. You know what I mean?
I feel you, yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for your so. It's always a pleasure doing business with, like I said in the opening part of this episode. Yeah, at least we're done fasting now, so
Yeah.
we can smoke it.
I think they were waiting for that part in the video. But yeah, once again, short bro. I know they didn't see us in the video.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah.
Probably won't do that photos.
But we'll catch up again.
Alright, shot. Good having you guys.